Hi everyone, welcome to this AI evolution session. I'm Punpun, a research scientist at SCB Tenex. With me today is Associate Professor Sarana Nutanong, a leading figure in NLP in Southeast Asia. Currently, he is the head of NLP and Representation Learning Lab at VSTEC, and he also serves as a technical advisor at Visai. His research focuses on representation learning for low-resource languages, and he and his team have made several significant contributions to advancing Thai NLP. As a side note, Sarana and I know each other for quite some time, and we have collaborated on some research project for quite some time as well. And in this session, we will be talking about benchmarking LLMs for legal application and the future of legal question answering. So welcome, Professor Sarana, and thanks for joining us today. So before we start, can you maybe tell us a little bit more about VSTEC and Visai, which are like your main institutions now?
Yep, sure. Thank you very much, Punpun, for the introduction, and it's a great honor to be here, and I'm very humbled to be sharing my research outcomes and research directions with you guys around the world. I'm from VSTEC, which is a research university focusing on technology and engineering aspects of graduate research, and we also have spin-off companies. One of them is Visai, which I'm technical advisor for, and so basically today I'm going to be sharing the work and the future directions of these two places that I'm working at.
Sure, sounds really cool. I know that you've been working on a few related area, but well, in this talk we will be focusing on the legal AI space. So maybe let's first talk about your work on benchmarking in legal AI. Yeah. So you have dedicated significant research to legal AI, and with the rapid advancements in general purpose LLMs, it can appear that we may soon have a single domain agnostic system capable of handling any type of query. From your perspective, in what ways is that this assumption may valid? Like, how does this influence the way you define the goals and research direction for legal AI?
Thank you very much for the very thoughtful question. So basically, first of all, is possible to build general purpose domain agnostic systems that can handle all kinds of queries. In fact, we are using them every day, right? But I think the real question is not whether such systems can exist, but whether the existence renders domain-specific developments irrelevant. And my answer is not anytime soon. The reason is quite simple. The range of queries these systems must cover naturally limits the depth they can afford, right? When you build a domain-specific system, you can basically be very, very focused, be extremely specific about the data structure, the pattern of reasoning, the scope of usage, right? Or consequences of making an error. All these assumptions are extremely important to provide an experience that's tailored to domain-specific usage. So I think what being domain-specific really possesses is the ability to make narrower assumptions, right? Now let's talk about the legal domain. Those assumptions allow us to tailor our system to jurisdictional boundaries, responsibility structures, interpretive norms, and all these consequences of abiding or not abiding the law. So basically, the system, all right, operated in these constraints do have different characteristics than those generic information assistant program. And so basically, in my research, all right, when I do domain specific AI, I treat the advancements of LLM and AI engineering in general as the opportunity to instrumentalize these technologies, and so that we can build a stronger application.
Right. Well, thank you for sharing about this, like rapid advancements of general purpose LLMs. So, but like in any domain or in any application, in order to, select a model or for deployment or for research, one would need to have a way to evaluate this model first, right? And then in your recent work on Nifty Bench, it evaluates both general financial law and real-world tax cases that require genuine interpretive reasoning. When you design such a benchmark, how do you ensure that it reflects the deeper reality of legal reasoning rather than just merely testing surface level answer retrieval, like extractive question answering, stuff like that?
Yep. So let's step back a bit and ask ourselves what we want from a developing benchmark. All right, and you might have different answers, but the general consensus here is going to be that these benchmarks should serve as development guidance, right? It should guide your system to a certain expected behavior. Okay, so now the question becomes how do we ground these expected behaviors, right? And this is why the answer can kind of diverge a bit. In our work, we presume that the alignment, right, comes from legal professionals. Yeah. So that assumption leads us to the data annotation practice, where we mandate that this data have to be annotated and verified by legal experts. So now another thing that affects the design of the benchmark is that we want to model the behavior of a legal professional when they deliberate a legal answer. All right. So let's just imagine, right, when you talk to a lawyer, right, they usually don't just give you an answer. They deliberate. They tell you what sort of information they rely on in order to come to the conclusion. In this slide, we find that RAG style evaluation fits the usage, right? So in this respect, we basically ask two questions. Right? The first one is, can the system retrieve what a competent practitioner would retrieve, right? Is the identification of relevant laws. Yeah, and the second question is that, based on the information that the model has retrieved, can can it come up with an appropriate answer, right? So yeah, so basically by just trying to model this basic behavior, we can cover most of the basic legal QA tasks. Yeah. And as for the future direction of Nitty Bench, we are moving toward deliberative patterns that demand more complex reasoning, right? So basically, when you move to that level, your assessment scheme requires a more involved assessment, right? So basically, it has to be more grounded with the internal logic of reasoning itself. Yeah. Like how the deliberative process, how the reflection works in order to come up with the correct answer. And another thing that we are trying to do, right, is that we don't treat LLM judges as a given, right? Most of the times when you come up with a benchmark, you just say that, oh, we collect the data and we get LLM judges to do the eval, and you just just take whatever comes out of the judges as a fact. But LLM judges can be wrong. They can misalign with human. So we with the next version of Nitty Bench, we also come up with judging the graders evaluation, where we measure whether LLM judges are aligned with human judgments under real grading standards, right? So yeah, so basically, to answer your question in a very brief format, right? The first one is the data collection. We got to make sure that the data collection scheme aligns with human expectations. And another one is that we got to pay a closer attention to the behavior of judges when we use them to assess reasoning systems.
Yeah, just to digest what you described this process just now, I believe so because it's a rack style system. So you split the process into two-stage evaluation. One is to evaluate the retrieved content, how correct is it, and then the second part is whether the generated answer is appropriate to like some ground truth that reflects how the system align with like real legal professional people, and that sounds very cool. And yeah, so I think the next question will be on your collaboration with our team at SCB 10X that resulted in research insights on AI safety, emergent behavior evaluation, and also bias. From your perspective, to what extent are these considerations uniquely critical to the legal domain? And why might general purpose evaluation frameworks be insufficient here?
How much time do I have to talk about this? Because we collaborate a lot.
I'm sure you have at least I don't know, a few minutes, 5 minutes. Feel free to.
Yeah, maybe let's focus on the aspect of bias, right? This is something that matters in every domain, right? And our work with Typhoon approaches them as from a domain generic standpoint. So basically, what the result reveals is that the issue of bias is very data driven. Yeah, and so what this means is that, well, when you apply LLM to a different domain, you get a you may get the same kind of bias, but they manifest in a different way according to the data that you feed to the model. So basically, let's dive a bit deeper into how machine learning bias. Let's say that you are building a model to classify cats and dogs, right? You feed the data, and it turns out that the model separate them by color. Okay, and upon further diagnosis, you found out, oh, that's because the training data, okay, most of the cats that are black, most of the dogs that are white, right? So and we call this a spurious correlation problem. Right? In this example, we recognize it as an error, but it's quite harmless. But then, if we apply the same logic to legal deliberation, a bias can be something like, when one standard, like when a legal reasoning pattern is applied to a group of people, but a different legal reasoning pattern is applied to a different group, because the model learns this discrepancy from the training data, right? That's something you really don't want your model to do, right? Or if you wanna get more academic, right, you can say that this is a violation of generality, right? Basically, you want the law to be consistently applied and under the same legal conditions. Okay, when you look at it this way, the problem is no longer academic, right? It has real world consequences. Okay, so that's why general purpose eval is insufficient, right? Without domain specific data to surface these failure modes, the system is deployed under the false safety assumption.
This is such an important, aspect of evaluation that I think not just in legal domain. I think everyone should, take this practice and apply it to the system evaluation. Thank you. So moving on from these bias and evaluation benchmark. So as AI systems begin to match or even outperform human lawyers on certain legal tasks, enterprises face not just an efficiency question, but also a governance and responsibility question. In your view, what should organizations be preparing for when legal decision-making is no longer the exclusive domain of human professionals?
Yep. Okay, that's a very, very good question. And well, basically, it's almost like an AI versus ethics sort of question, all right? Which I always enjoy answering them. So I mean, let us first establish what is desirable and what is not. Yeah, so that we can encourage the former and deter the latter. And to even answer this question, right, we must first be clear what legal deliberation actually is, because this is a sort of thing that like if you understand, then you can kind of like declare the expected behavior. Yeah, so it's not about answering a question. It's about a process, right? It involves information gathering, reasoning, and reflection. Okay, so the real question here is that if an AI system can do all these things for us, what model usage should we encourage, right? And what model usage should be deterred. My answer is simple. All right, we must first orient ourselves towards the retention of human agency. Yeah. So let me give you a non-AI example. Suppose that you have a very capable assistant, okay, that can help you gather information and draft a full legal argument for you. Would you turn it in as your own work without reviewing and understanding? Probably not. All right. So what is a healthy model of engagement? Yeah. So when you start asking this question, right, it comes to the conclusion that you probably want a collaborator rather than someone doing the homework for you. And like so in this light, right, the code of conduct for AI assistant usage should reflect this preference, right? So basically, corporate, right, should have their own code of conduct regarding this, and it should favor augmentation instead of replacement, right? So basically, we should be asking this question, right? How can we take advantage of this technology while retaining our agency?
Yeah, I can see that this question will become more and more important as like human AI collaboration becomes a lot more prevalent in the future. Also, in your work, I noticed that you focus extensively on not just Thai language but also Southeast Asian languages, and in this like low resource language program, and there's this question that like, for example, like our work at SCB 10X, we try to address the performance gap just between the Thai language and also the Thai language and English. And this is already like a major challenge to address like this language gap. But in your work, you try to also address other languages that exist in Southeast Asia as well. Can you share some thoughts why this is an important to take? Why is it like important to take multiple linguistic environment instead of like focusing just on like one language alone?
That's actually a very important question, right? So it's something that we have been debating a lot at Visai as well. But this is pretty much how we reason it. Yeah. So basically, yeah, of course, solving Thai legal AI alone is already a major challenge. But the reality is that Thai law does not exist in isolation. Yeah, it interfaces with many international regulations, cross-border transactions, and all these things called interlegality. So yeah, like we're not doing multilingual for fun, right? We are doing multilingual because the application demands it. So basically, if we're building an AI system focusing on only the Thai language, our mode of usage is going to be quite limited, right? So yeah, and the thing is that we also want to expand across Southeast Asia as a business as well.
Right. Yeah, I see. Thank you for sharing on this. And so moving to more towards like like the deployment side outside your research. So as we move towards 2025 and beyond, what do you see as the next major breakthrough in legal AI systems that could potentially transform how enterprises interact with legal information and decisions?
Yeah, again, thank you for the very insightful question. I think to meaningfully address this question, we we should begin by reflecting on how truly thoughtful legal advisor operates. Right? A competent legal advisor don't just give you an answer. They're quite transparent in their reasoning process as well. They invite you to think of trade-offs of different solutions, and they actually encourage you to be the one making decision about the consequences that you have to live with. All right. So from a technical standpoint, like getting close to being able to model this kind of deliberative process with agentic workflows and retrieval technologies. So the question is no longer about whether we can do this, but how we design it responsibly with cross-disciplinary collaborative research framework. Because we think that this kind of breakthrough doesn't come from AI alone. It comes from collaboration of legal experts, right? In order to help us encode the desired behavior into the system.
Thank you. And well, beyond your academic position at VSTEC, you also serve as a technical advisor to Visai, like these units spin-off delivering legal tech solutions. What have been the biggest challenges in moving from research breakthroughs to real-world deployment, and how is Visai evolving its roadmap to help enterprises adopt legal AI responsibly and at scale?
Yeah, thank you again for this question. To give a meaningful answer, I gotta I think I have to get very, very honest here. All right. I think being a professor, right? A lot of times you kind of think that maybe I can excel in academic research and excel in industrial applications at the same time. But upon closer inspection, right, with some exceptions among the greatest minds in history, excel in both is extremely rare, right? At some point, a priority has to be made. I don't see myself as doing both. Although I had that ambition a while ago, I see myself as an industry-aware academic, right? And I'm extremely fortunate to have very, very passionate colleagues at Visai, right? Colleagues who have been forgiving when I occasionally act like a professor when they need pragmatic decision. So I guess this is the real challenge, right? It's not the technology. It's not even about the resources, but it's about resolving the tension between academic contribution and industrial urgency. And I think mutual understanding between both worlds. It's a key to successful partnership. Visai is building 4 corners. Okay, it's a legal search and analysis system designed to mimic deliberative process of a thoughtful legal professional. Right, in our recent evaluations, 4 corners has already outperformed GPT, Claude, and Gemini in terms of answer precision and legal citation. I trust that we are building something meaningful here, and like a kind of like a deliberative AI system that can reason with us, not for us, right? One that is transparent, and it can be kind of like inviting us to think whether the answer is provided correct or not, right? Something that you would expect from the interaction with thoughtful legal professionals.
Thank you for sharing that. And as a side note, as we collaborate on several projects, we are very happy to be able to support your work at both VSTEC and Visai. And cool. Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts and a lot of insights in this benchmarking LLMs area, especially for legal applications and insights from deployment in Thailand and various topics related to this. So thank you for sharing this, Sarana, today with us.
Yeah, thank you very much.